Just tell people. It's so simple, and it applies to any company. Let's role play again.
Okay.
Hey, you're a realtor, and you want to double your income. I say, Coach Burt, you want to double your income?
Yes.
How many people do you talk to every week now?
25.
Okay, talk to more.
Yes.
Do more than you're doing now.
Yes.
Like, it's not rocket science. You're talking to 25, you're making 10. You want to make 20, talk to 50.
I would make it so complicated.
And by the way, it might be talk to 60. Eventually, you're going to run out of time yourself individually. So
Yes.
then my next thing was get better. Do more and get better. So break it down so people can understand it. You're talking to how many people a week? 25.
25.
And you're making 10 grand a month on average?
Yeah.
And you want to make 20? Talk to 50. Okay, now you go talk to 50. Do the work. Shut your mouth. Don't doubt. Just do the work.
Yes.
You talk to 50. Boom. Damn, some bitch, I am making 20. That's some bitch. Now all of a sudden you're making 20 and you say, dude, I want to make 40.
Right.
Talk to 100. Dude, I want to make 80. Talk to 200. Dude, I want to make 160. Talk to 400. Well, I don't have time. Okay, so now move on to the second phase. And by the way, you should do this simultaneously. The second phase is get better. Now I can talk to 200 and sell more than I could before because I'm better. I'm better at talk. So now I don't have to talk to 200 to sell X amount. I can talk to 100 because I'm better, which means I'm still talking to 200 and I'm better. Well, now I'm making double again. So do more, get better. Then it came to how to scale your business, which is once you run out of time, done as much as you can do, because that will happen, and then you're as good as you can be, which doesn't really happen, but once you're so good, it's hard to incrementally double with your skill. So let's assume that there's a limit. Now you're as good as you can be. You're awesome. And you're doing as much as you can do. I would say you're maxed until you now hire somebody, right? And have them do more and get better and pay them less, obviously, than you receiving. It's so simple to scale a business. People want to make it rocket science. People always say, Brad, how do I scale a business? You hire somebody, right?
Yes.
How many phone calls are you making a day? I've got 3 guys making 10 calls each. Okay, have them call 20 people. Once they're maxed out, hire 3 more people. What's the problem? It's simple shit, but yet everybody wants to act like there's some secret. Do more, get better, then scale.
Yes.
Do more, get better, scale.
Yes.
Do more, get better, scale.
Yeah.
How many employees you got?
I've got 6 right now.
Okay, with 6 employees, you produce X amount of revenue. I bet you with
Yes.
12, you'll
Yes.
produce more. Now, if you don't intelligently scale, yes, you could just suck up all your resources and go out of business. So I'm not saying all you got to do is hire people. No, you have to strategically figure out what things are they doing that actually produce money. Like you said, new money, focus on new
Yes.
money. All right, well, if you got 5 guys focusing on new money, why don't you have 50 guys focusing on new money? And by the way, if you had 50 guys, what would you need to do?
Absolutely.
You need to train them.
Yeah.
You can't just assume they know exactly how your process works. But if you're right now got 6 people making the kind of money you make, 12 people will make you more.
I agree.
And guess what? 24 should make you more. And 48 will make you more than that. And 110 will make you more than that. And 250 will make you more than that. Then eventually you're going to max out. Like, dude, I can't hold any more people in this building. What
Right.
should I do? Get a bigger building.
What's so hard about it? Like, people want to act like there's some big secret to it.
I'm
It's
gonna,
work,
I'm
bro.
going to tell you why, okay?
It's work.
And this is one of my big beliefs. You can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. And that's why you need another person like you giving an outsider perspective. Looking at your deal, man. That's why you need somebody coaching you.
Right. Well, again, you call it coaching, and I like coaching now that I've done it. Did I coach in
Yes.
Seaside?
Yes.
Well, shit, dude, I love coaching.
That was coaching. I know.
Like I literally sat there, asked a few questions, gave my advice, which is simple shit. To give them credit, it is simple, but sometimes so simple people can't see it. I can see things clearly and simply all the time. So people try to overcomplicate shit.
They
like
do.
there's nothing overcomplicated about anything. And I'm not talking about, well, how do you build a rocket? That's complicated.
Right.
Okay, we're talking about everyday, normal, common sense shit. How do I scale my business? You hire more people.
Yes.
Before you hire people, get your processes down and your key performance indicators. So when you hire those people, you know exactly what you want them to do. Because when you hire people and you don't know what you want them to do, it doesn't work. If you are not down pat on everything that you need to do, don't scale your business. Otherwise, you're just going to scale chaos. A lot of people, they'll want to grow really fast because of the revenue, and you can put yourself out of business. I almost did it once. I can have anyone buy Lightspeed. I can sell anyone Lightspeed. If you're a business owner, you need Lightspeed. If you're a subject matter expert, you need Lightspeed. You need Lightspeed if you're an individual trying to develop. Anyone and everyone needs Lightspeed worldwide. So it's easy to sell. The problem is if I don't have the processes and people to support the growth, well, now everybody's pissed at Lightspeed. You know, you call up and I don't answer my phone. You email me and I don't email back. You've got a simple problem that could be fixed simply, and I don't don't have enough people to call you back and solve that problem. Well, what did I do? I just turned on 1 million people to Lightspeed and pissed off 900,000 of them. Now everybody says Lightspeed's a pile of shit. I hate Lightspeed. You just put yourself out of business because you scaled too fast. Get your processes in order and then scale. People get it backwards.
Well, these are the exact things that a lot of small business owners need coaching on. No different than all of your Lightspeed VT people need coaching in how to position it, how to sell it. You're reminding them, and many of those people have not been trained well, right?
Let me use an example, okay? Because examples seem to resonate more to people. I won't even bring up the client, but it's happened more than once where they're like, dude, this Lightspeed shit ain't working out. I say, I understand. Tell me about it. Well, I came and wrote you a check. I wrote the scripts. We filmed it. I did everything you told me to do. And then it was ready. And now nobody's buying. And I'm like, interesting problem. So what are you saying to people? What do you mean? What are you saying to people? Well, I'm not really saying anything. Who'd you call yesterday to buy it? Nobody. So you didn't call anybody to buy it, and you're pissed that it ain't selling. Yeah. Is that common sense? Do I got to frickin' tell people you actually have to make a phone call? Like, what do you think? You're going to build it and the whole world gets telepathically connected to your value proposition and everybody just comes running? You know, build it and they will come. No, dude, you got to advertise it and they will come. And by the way, advertising it doesn't do it either. You've got to sell it. Unless you're selling a $9, $10, $20 program, $100 program, you could probably sell that digitally with some good landing pages. But when you're selling $1,000 a month package to a business, 9 times out of 10, there's an individual that needs to get on the phone and educate them and close the deal. Not to mention, once they close the deal, who's going to roll it out? Who's going to issue the passwords? There's several ways we can issue passwords. Which way's best for that particular company? Who's thinking of this shit? But let's get back to selling it. I literally would ask somebody, how many people did you talk to yesterday and ask to buy your system? Their answer was none. I was busy. And I said, okay, well then what about the day before? Well, I've been busy all week. Okay, what about the week before? Yeah, I get your point. Okay, so Lightspeed doesn't work when in reality, the answer is you don't work. So if you think Lightspeed doesn't work, it's because you don't work. It's like the quotes on my wall. Positive quotes don't work unless you do. You should be introducing yourself and your brand 100 to 200 times a day minimum. Because if they don't buy you, they've heard about you. And sometimes people need 7 to 10 touches or 7 to 15 touches.
Yes.
Okay. You want to touch people every day. Okay. Now, if I didn't know who you were, someone called me up and said, how you doing? I said, good. They said, hey, you ever heard of Coach Burt? And I said, no. Well, let me just send you a link out. I want to introduce Coach Burt to you. He's helping people increase his revenue by 43%, which in most cases means hundreds of thousands of dollars. Would you like to see if he could help you make hundreds of thousands of dollars more? Well, what's he do? He helps people make hundreds of thousands of dollars more. You making all the money you want to make? No. Well, let me send you a link to introduce Coach Burt, and then I'm going to call you back in a couple weeks and see what you think. Fair enough? See, that first touch, I wouldn't be trying to sell him anything. I'd be seeding the ground. And then 2 weeks later, I'd call all those people back and, what'd you think, Coach Burt? Well, I haven't seen the link yet. Well, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And then I just repeat, 100 new companies a week get introduced to Coach Burt. Within 3 years, you got a whole bunch more people heard of Coach Burt, and they don't even know why they heard of Coach Burt. They see your van go by. Coach Burt, how the fuck do I know Coach Burt? I feel like I know Coach Burt. Familiarity, dude. It's a phone call. And guess what? I'll bet you anything. If a dude just set a goal, I want to introduce 100 businesses to Coach Burt every week, he will find business on accident. If you ask 1,000 dudes if they want a kick in the balls. A kick in the balls? Who wants that, right? Ask 1,000 people if they want a kick in the balls. A couple of them dudes are going to walk away with sore nuts. Because, dude, it's a numbers game.
Yes. People
can say it's not. It is. If it takes you 1,000 people to buy a $5 product, you just got to figure out how to reach 1,000 people for less than $5. It's all a numbers game.